I wanted to ask you, several times I have heard you mention Bashar. Who is Bashar?
Yes, Bashar is a first contact specialist.
Okay.
He has been here for 40 years helping us to prepare for first contact with our galactic friends, right? So and he is not human. He is an entity from another race that channels through a human. This human is known as, his name is Daryl Anka, just a normal guy. He works in Hollywood. He's been channeling consistently for 40 years, like every month. And these are referred to as transmissions. These channeling episodes, they're referred to as transmissions. And he is, in my opinion, he is the single greatest source of knowledge that mankind has ever come across.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is we have there are many channelers out there. There are many other beings that do try to assist us. But Bashar is the most concise and direct source of information. So he will answer questions on quantum physics, not everything. So they'll say these beings, because it's not only Bashar, but they understand that giving us too information will interfere with our natural evolution and even our free will, right? So they do what they can without interfering with us too much. And so if you want to get even more technical about exactly who he is, his race of people are called the Essassani, and they are actually a hybrid race from our future. So from a parallel universe in our future. So that will violate a lot of beliefs for a lot of people when I add those definitions. But if you listen to him, for 5 minutes, maybe you'll think, this is nonsense, this is impossible. But if you listen to him for several hours, you will not be able to disbelieve, because in 40 years, he's answered probably more than 5,000 questions. He's never wrong. He answers instantly without hesitation, unless he has to pause to get like an authorization to see if it's okay, if he's allowed to give us this information. Or sometimes he has to check certain details about things, but very, very quick. And he doesn't make mistakes. And because he's very direct, you usually don't misinterpret him. There are a few things where you really need to understand context, right? So, all of us misunderstand each other, and, and so many things, often because of language, context, culture, right? So there are many reasons why we might misunderstand something. But Bashar does an amazing job of being very clear and very direct about things. And I'm a skeptic, actually, and so I do a lot of like scam videos, and I'm very well aware that most psychics are not real psychics. They are scam artists. So this has been going on for thousands of years in human history. But just because most are not real doesn't mean that the phenomena is not real.
I agree with that one.
Right?
I agree with
So,
that one.
yeah, and so Bashar is the most authentic being I have come across, and through statistical analysis and experience, you will realize it's impossible to fake what he is doing. It's impossible for not just an individual, but it's impossible for any human organization to have so much understanding and knowledge. and deliver it so quickly.
Okay. I think that this actually answers another question that I had for you. Why do you believe he is what he claims to be? I think you have
Right.
given me answer to this one. Well, it's hard
Yes.
to disbelieve in someone who constantly gives correct answers, right?
Right. Right. Yeah,
All right.
exactly. So the statistical accuracy is just undeniable. Even to some extent, some predictions. He will sometimes give a little bit gray, and of course, a lot of people are very tricky with things like that, but he has forecast. For example, I can tell you, he tells us with 90 to 95% certainty, he tells us when the first contact event is going to occur, which will eliminate basically denial on a global scale. And we see that kind of happening right now as you and I are talking. There, just recently, I mean, this year, there is a lot more disclosure coming out from governments and such. And according to Bashar, by the end of 2026 or beginning of 2027, at least with like a 90 to 95% certainty, there will be a type of first contact event that will have global ramifications, and greatly raise awareness. So it will be interesting.
All right.
So
To be honest, I'm looking forward to it.
yes, me too. Me too. I am also, and I'm actually enjoying what's going on now because there are many disclosures going on. The reason why I've come out of the closet on Bashar, because I've kept this secret because I didn't want to be judged for my beliefs. But the government is starting to release information in an effort to create fear. And so I want to counter that because there is nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing to fear. They are here to help us. We are part of their family. They're part of our family.
All right.
And yeah, they're here to help.
Okay. Perfect. To be honest, we had so many questions and so many venues to cover and talk about, so I was unsure how we're gonna fit everything in 30 minutes. But the interesting thing is that during the entire interview, we were on point all the time, and I am really happy. I think this was really, really productive. Would you mind if I stop recording now?